Abby goes up.
So Brian, in this video, we are comparing life in America versus life in Kenya, having been living in Kenya for 10 years, right?
Okay.
So let's compare like business opportunities in Kenya and America.
I guess I should start off by saying that America is a very big country, and Kenya is a very diverse country. So I'll speak on my experiences, but it's definitely not fact, meaning that other areas of Kenya, people will speak differently. People who have lived in other areas of America that I didn't live might have different opinions. Yep. So I can kind of say is my own personal experience. In terms of business opportunities, we never set out to build an eco-lodge. This business came to us. We set out to build a homestead for ourselves and make it a good environment, a healthy environment, organic farm, plant trees, and people kind of gravitated towards that. So I think it'd be hard for me to say how business is in Kenya, because it's not like I tried to go out and build a business. Yes, we built a business, but we were almost forced into it. We had to. The business kind of, it almost built itself. The idea built itself. I mean, we put a lot of work into it, of course, and building and constructing and doing the right things and the right people and all that. But it was kind of a no-brainer decision to build an eco-lodge once people started coming to our personal house and our personal farm. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about the school system in the U.S. and school system in Kenya.
The school system.
And the quality of education.
Well, I can't speak much about the school system of Kenya. I was lucky enough to go to a very good public school, public schools from elementary school, middle school, high school in the U.S. I went to a very good college. In Kenya, I know those opportunities are there, but I know they might be less available to people in more rural areas. So it's definitely something that I have to think about now that we have a daughter. You know, in the next few years, we're going to have to start thinking about her education and where she's going to go to school. So that'll be a whole conversation for the future.
What did you study in college?
I graduated with a degree in economics.
Okay.
Which has certainly helped me and helped us in establishing and running a small business.
Okay. And the health system here in Kenya versus in the U.S.?
Well, you're going into political issues. I mean, I think I don't even know what to say.
Is it affordable here or?
I mean, of course, in Kenya, the cost of living is cheaper than in America, and sometimes you get that the quality of services or the professionalism can sometimes be a bit more varied in Kenya, I would say. But in America, you get the same issues. I mean, I can't even say the healthcare system in America is good when you look at the Sackler family giving, you know, OxyContin to addicts and basically will get away with not going to jail because of it. So there's issues in America for sure, and in Kenya there's issues all over the world. There's issues, but in my personal experience, I found the healthcare system in Kenya to be totally fine. I've got many friends who are doctors. I've got people who I trust that if I get sick, I mean, my wife, Selena, we had the opportunity or the opportunity if we wanted to go to America and have her give birth in America, but we chose to do it in Kenya. So we trusted the people around us and we trusted the healthcare system here, and we ended up paying 60 shillings, about 50 US cents, 50 cents for her to give birth, and that was paying to photocopy our IDs, and I think to get some cough drops or something like that for Selena. So it was almost free for her to give birth in Kenya, where in America it costs, you know, many thousands of dollars usually for someone to give birth.
That's a public hospital, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Talk about the social life here in Kenya versus.
The social life. I mean, America is such a big place. In Kenya, the social life of Nairobi and the social life of a small village, you can't even compare. So my social life is a smaller, closer knit group of friends in Kenya. Not going out quite as much, but I love being here. And at Bomonoma, we have everything that I need. So I find myself that unless I'm going out for a run or to exercise or to do something special, I don't have the urge to go out and party or drink anywhere else because we have everything we need here. All of my, or most of my really good friends are still in America. I know my friends from high school, my friends from college, my friends from my hometown, my family. So I'm still deeply rooted in the United States. But I've been lucky enough to meet some very awesome people in Kenya too. And yeah, I'm very happy with the lifestyle that we've built for ourselves. Again, if I wasn't happy with it, if Selena and I weren't happy with where we were, then we wouldn't stay here. There's nothing keeping us prisoner here. Bomonoma is ours. The land is ours. We don't have any debts. We built it with our own money. So even if we went to America for, let's say, 10 years and came back, Bomonoma would be here waiting for us. So we're in a place, we're here because we want to be here. Which means the healthcare system and the social life and all that, obviously we're totally happy with it. The education system, that's a whole other topic when you have a child. And that we'll have to really think about where are the best opportunities for the future for our daughter.
Oh, so that one will come later.
That one will come later.
Okay.
There are definitely opportunities in Kenya. Are they accessible to us? Are they affordable to us? Are they the best option for us? We have to look into. But Kenya's not perfect. America certainly isn't perfect. I love both countries. I think each country has some positives and some negatives, but I think that for where we're at right now, we're very happy. And I mean, since coming back to Kenya in 2019, we had COVID. We built an eco lodge. And we had a baby. 3 major events, among others. And I haven't traveled nearly as much as I usually do. But it's been very interesting because the world has come to travel to us. You can see the flags in this gazebo representing the 52 different countries of people who have come here. And people come from all over the world. We share drinks, we have beers, we share stories. They stay a few days or a few weeks or whatever, or a day, and then they're on their way. So even though I haven't been able to physically travel as much as I might have wanted to, they come to me. And again, it's because of those kind of 3 factors: COVID, plus building an eco lodge, plus having a baby. For the past 2 years, we've been kind of based here and not been able to travel as much as we want.
Talk about government and politics in both countries.
I guess I'll just say from the perspective of a small business owner, we see the benefits of small business in an economy. So we hire people, we pay all our employees, we pay their healthcare, we pay their social security, we obviously pay the Kenyan government taxes. Same as in America. Small business is kind of the backbone of any local economy. The better that we do, the better that people around us do, whether it's the local markets where we buy certain materials or even our neighbors. What we've tried to do, because our neighbors have embraced Bomonoma, and we did that intentionally. We wanted to make sure that our neighbors knew that if we succeed, they succeed. So we buy things from our neighbors like firewood, like chickens, like eggs, like charcoal or other materials that we need. And they know that the busier that we are, the more clients that Bomonoma has, the more of those materials we're going to need. So it would have been very different if we came here and tried to seclude Bomonoma as separate from the community. There might have been some resentment. But from day one, we knew that we had to immerse ourselves in the community and be part of the community and let everyone know that the better that Bomonoma does, the better that they're going to do, and we can all help each other.
How about the traditions and values in both countries?
The traditions and?
Values and beliefs.
I think it's tough to say because I've been in Kenya for so long, 10 years, that I've kind of just accepted it as normal. The things, the beliefs, and I'd have to think about it, but at the end of the day, human beings are human beings.
Yeah.
And being kind or being generous or, those things are not based on what country you're from or where you're living. It's all kind of the same, the core values. So it differs for sure. There are certain things about living in Kenya that I prefer, and there's certain things about living in America I prefer, but overall I think that they're more similar than they are different.
Okay. Do you miss living in America?
I miss certain things about living in America for sure. Hot showers and certain foods and being close to my friends. I mean, my friends are getting married or having kids, and some of my best friends, and just because we're so far away from them physically that I can't attend those weddings in America, and I can't see them as often as, last time I saw my friends from America was 4 years ago. So I do miss that.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy the lifestyle and the life that we've built for ourselves here. And when I'm here, I miss certain things about America, but I don't miss living in America. When I'm in America, I miss being and living in Kenya. So subconsciously that tells me that I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
If that changes, then we'll change our plan as a family and adapt and see what the correct move is. But for now, I think we're happy here. And yeah, if we weren't, then we wouldn't be still here.
Yeah, and you already know the Kiswahili in Kenya. Okay. Talk about weather.
What about it?
In US and Kenya?
I mean, again, both countries are so diverse. America being much larger, but Kenya being very diverse as well. Yeah. Kenya has a taller mountain than any mountain in North America, Mount Kenya, and has the Indian Ocean very geographically close. So you go from sea level to the top of an 18,000 foot mountain in a very relatively short distance. So you get vast changes in weather as well as in Kenya, just like you do in America. Where I come from, we did have winter for half the year, so snow, ice, and I miss that. One of the things I miss about living in America is the seasons. Here in Kenya, where we're at, the weather's perfect all year round. Sunny and the temperature's perfect. But one thing I do miss about America, where I grew up and where I went to school, is the change of seasons from summer to fall to winter to spring, leaves changing colors, that kind of cyclical time clock, or the cyclical nature of the seasons kind of brings in new seasons of human development and personality. And in Kenya, you don't get that as much. So the good weather has some benefits, but I do definitely miss the changing of the seasons to signify changes in our human behavior, but also changes in time and just kind of, I grew up with it, so I certainly miss it.
Okay. And 2 things you would love American people to know about Kenya?
2 things?
2 things you'd love American people to know about Kenya. Those who have not been in Kenya.
I would say that Kenya is not like what most people would think of Africa as. Kenya is extremely diverse. Not only in terms of people, but in terms of environments, in terms of geology and geography and weather and all those types of things. So number one thing I would say is that Kenya is very, very diverse. I think the second thing would be that it's much safer than people think. As long as you're smart, I think that Kenya is as safe, or I guess I should say I felt just as safe in Kenya as I ever did in America. And people sometimes have the notion that Africa or safe, other countries or other continents are less safe. But in my experience, and I've not always minimized risks as much as someone could. So I've taken certain risks that other people might not take, and even then, whether it was sleeping on the street with street kids, or working directly with street kids, or walking across East Africa, or all these other things, and I've never felt unsafe.
Okay. And 2 things you'd love Kenyan people to know about America?
2 things I would like Kenyan people to know about America. That even though, many Kenyans think that once you go to America, life will be perfect. And they think that someone could never struggle in America. What they don't know is that there's homelessness, people are hungry, there's a lot of problems in America that Kenyans don't think could ever exist. Yes, you make more money on average, but the cost of living is much higher. So you make more money and you spend more money. So Kenyans don't realize the wealth they have, maybe not financially exactly, but having a farm, having local food, having getting milk every morning from your neighbor's cow, just certain things that in America people pay so much money for, and Kenyans take it for granted and do it every day without even thinking about it. And I guess the second thing would be to that point that some Kenyans believe. I mean, many Kenyans want to go to America. Just like I lived in America I was born there, lived there for 21 years. I wanted to travel and see the world, just like a Kenyan who was born in Kenya might want to travel and see the world and go to America. And some Kenyans kind of have expressed the thought or the notion to me that if they ever get to America, they'll work hard and make a lot of money, but they're unwilling to do that same amount of work in Kenya. And I would say to that person, if you're not willing to work hard in Kenya, then nothing's going to change when you go to America. That same work ethic that you have in Kenya is the same one that you're going to have when you go to America. So it's not just you get to America, you're offered, countless jobs and life will be easy. And Kenyans who wish to go to America kind of believe that. And I would tell them that's not the case. And the work ethic that you build in Kenya would be the same work ethic that you're going to have in America. And if you don't have work ethic in Kenya, then you're also not going to have it in America.
What do you think is unique in Kenya? What do you think what's unique about Kenya?
There's so many unique things about Kenya. Just like every country has unique things, but I would say that the diversity of people, one thing in America people don't understand, they think of Kenyans as Kenyans, which is good. But they don't understand there's so many different tribes and languages throughout Kenya that you could be here at Bomonoma and travel 1 hour to the east and be in a completely different tribe with a different language, a different culture, different food. And you could drive from Bomonoma 1 hour to the west and be in a totally different tribe with a different language and different culture and different food. So it's like, it's so diverse. Even the people of Kenya are so diverse in terms of culture that it's an amazing place to explore because you never get bored. There's always, something to do or something to go see or something to explore.
How about safaris? Do you have safaris in America?
Safaris? We might not have safaris like you would think of them, but we have national parks and we have animals and I mean, not like a Masai Mara safari, but we certainly have stunning nature and amazing wildlife, and for people who want to go see it, they certainly do.
And what's unique about America?
America, I think again, America has many issues, and I'm not saying it doesn't, but we are still the model of what a democratic country can strive to be like. America is really the first country that put in a truly democratic government, by the people, for the people, and it's an experiment. And every other country in the world, in all of history, every empire, every kingdom has collapsed. And hopefully, a truly democratic government and the America as a country is not going down that road. But it's unique in the sense that it is still, in my opinion, the example of what a country can be. In all of the best ways. And again, there's issues and there's problems, and I'm not discrediting those. But overall, America is still the place to go to.
How about food in different countries?
I mean, America has amazing food from all different cultures and different people from different countries who have immigrated to America. Kenya has amazing food as well. I prefer the variety of American food just because there's so much more available. But I'm talking from the perspective of someone who lives in a small village in rural Kenya. In Nairobi, you get those same kind of opportunities for foreign food or more diverse cuisine, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess the opportunity for a more diverse cuisine can be found throughout America, whereas in Kenya, it's really only in Nairobi. Saying that, I think the food that we eat here is healthier on average than what I'd be eating in America.
Mm-hmm.
And personally, not having the how do I say it? Personally, not having the temptation to eat as much bad food. In America, you get a lot of junk food, and in Kenya, it can be found, but it's way less prevalent.
Yeah.
In Kenya, even if the diet is a bit more basic or repetitive, it's good, solid food: rice and beans and lentils and you know, that kind of stuff, and eggs. And in America, sometimes personally, I don't eat as healthy because the opportunity to eat bad food is much greater than it is here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How about dating life? You know, in America and Kenya, for singles.
Again, in America, I don't know. I guess in Kenya it was just a bit difficult at first to identify the true motive of girls who could potentially be girlfriends, because I'm white.
Yeah.
Many girls or even friends wanted to take advantage of that because they thought a white person must have money, and that was their sole intention. And they were very good at faking, whether it be love or kindness or whatever it is, in order to get the money that they thought that I had.
Yeah.
So it was just difficult to identify people's true motives, whether it be potential girlfriends or even potential friends in Kenya.
Yeah.
Same thing happens in America, but it's just more prevalent in Kenya as a white person living in small villages in western Kenya, where I might have been the only foreigner for miles and miles and miles around, and it's not like I can hide it because my skin color it gives it away.
So if people want to travel to Kenya for the first time, maybe for love, for business, for work, for school, work, talk to them. Where should they start? Where should they live? You know, how should they avoid some?
That's a very broad question. But if someone were to consider traveling to Kenya for the first time, I would say reach out to me and ask me questions, and I can even create an itinerary. I've created itineraries for hundreds of people for trips in Kenya, going on different excursions, safaris, volunteer work, seeing different parts of the country. Through my 10 years here, I've made a network and connections with all the people that you'd ever need. So I would say reach out to me.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, but overall, the world is becoming smaller and smaller as globalization continues to increase, and I would say that what someone might find might think is going to be a very exotic, wild experience is going to be much more similar to what they're used to.
Yeah.
At the same time, there are aspects of life in Kenya which are very unique to Kenya, which you would not find in America. So it's that balance of where someone's comfortable. How comfortable are they getting out of their comfort zone?
Okay.
But there will be times in Kenya for anyone traveling here for the first time that they're not going to be in their comfort zone, and they need to know that going into it that there are times when they have to get used to being comfortable, not being comfortable.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So thank you for watching Miss Rachel YouTube channel, and karibu sana Bomonoma. Welcome to Bomonoma. www.bomonoma.com for all the information you need, and reach out with any questions. Hope to see you here soon.